You are running, but your legs barely move. Something is behind you. You cannot see it, but you know it is getting closer. Then you wake up with your heart pounding as if the danger were real. The room is quiet. Nothing is chasing you. Yet your brain has just built an entire world, placed you inside it, and convinced your body that survival depended on escaping. Why would it do that? A nightmare can feel like a mistake, a failure of sleep, a cruel movie generated by a brain that should have been helping you rest. But the deeper truth is stranger. Your nightmares may come from the same machinery that helps you process fear, store emotional memories, predict danger, and prepare for tomorrow. To understand that machinery, you first have to enter the sleeping brain. During the night, your brain moves through repeating cycles. Some stages are deep and slow, others are lighter. Then comes rapid eye movement sleep, usually called REM sleep. The stage in which the eyes move beneath closed lids and vivid dreaming becomes especially common. Your body is mostly still during REM sleep. Signals from the brainstem reduce movement in many of your muscles, which helps stop you from physically acting out the dream. But inside your skull, the night is anything but quiet. Regions involved in emotion, memory, and visual imagination can become highly active. The amygdala is one of those regions. It is a small structure deep in the brain that helps detect emotional importance, especially possible danger. The hippocampus, which helps organize memories and their context, is also involved. Meanwhile, parts of the prefrontal cortex, the region behind your forehead that supports judgment, self-control, and logical checking, may be less dominant than they are while you are awake. That combination changes everything. The emotional alarm is loud. Memory fragments are available, but the skeptical editor who normally says, "This makes no sense," is working with less influence. So a dead relative can walk into your kitchen. Your school can suddenly become a forest. A shadow can have no face and still feel more terrifying than anything you have seen. Why do you accept all of it? Because the dreaming brain does not build stories the way a screenwriter does. It combines sensations, memories, concerns, and emotions into a simulation. The logic may be broken, but the feeling is coherent. You may not understand where you are, yet you understand that you are trapped. Dream researcher Michael Schredel has studied what is known as the continuity hypothesis. The idea is simple. Dreams often continue the emotional concerns of waking life. They do not usually copy the day like a recording. Instead, they carry pieces of what mattered to you. A tense conversation may become a dream about being judged by a crowd. A deadline may become a train you can never catch. A fear of losing someone may become a house with rooms that keep disappearing. The details change, but the emotional shape survives. This is why nightmares often seem symbolic even when no hidden code is required. Your brain may not be sending a mystical message. It may simply be translating an abstract fear into a concrete scene your sleeping mind can experience. Stress becomes a pursuer. Helplessness becomes paralysis. Uncertainty becomes a dark hallway with no visible end. But why simulate danger at all? Finnish psychologist Antti Revonsuo proposed the threat simulation theory of dreaming. According to this theory, dreams may partly function as an ancient rehearsal system. A sleeping brain simulates threats so that perception, escape, and defensive behavior can be practiced without real-world injury. The idea is plausible, but it is not proven as the single purpose of dreams. Dreams are too varied for one explanation to cover everything. And still, research by Katja Valley, Revonsuo, and others found that threatening events appear frequently in dream reports, and dreamers often respond with reasonable defensive actions. You hide, you run, you protect someone, you search for an exit. Imagine what this system might have meant for your distant ancestors. Night has fallen over a small camp. The fire is weak. Beyond its light, grass moves in the wind, branches crack, and predators remain invisible. Your ancestor falls asleep, carrying unfinished calculations. Where the children are lying, where the nearest tree stands, where the river bends, and which sound might mean teeth in the darkness. Now the brain begins its rehearsal. A predator enters the camp. The fire dies. A child cries out. Your ancestor runs, climbs, warns the group, or fails and tries again in another dream. No leopard is actually present. No energy is spent sprinting across the ground. Yet the emotional and perceptual systems connected to danger are activated. Could this have offered even a tiny survival advantage? Possibly. A brain that repeatedly imagined threats might become better at noticing them. But nightmares are not always useful rehearsals. Sometimes the alarm becomes too powerful. Sometimes the simulation does not resolve. Sometimes fear is repeated without control, escape, or safety. This is where the work of sleep researchers Tor Nielsen and Ross Levin becomes important. They proposed a neurocognitive model in which normal dreaming may help process emotion and weaken fear, while nightmares can emerge when that regulating process breaks down. Neurocognitive simply means that the explanation connects mental experience with the activity of brain systems. Think of ordinary dreaming as an overnight editing room. Emotional memories enter with their sharp edges. The brain links them to older memories, new settings, and different outcomes. The event may remain important, but its emotional charge can become easier to carry. A nightmare may occur when the editing room turns into an emergency broadcast. Instead of reorganizing fear, the dream amplifies it. Instead of placing a memory safely in the past, the brain presents danger as if it were happening now. Instead of reaching a new outcome, the story ends at the moment of maximum alarm. That is why you wake up. A nightmare is not merely an unpleasant dream. It is usually vivid enough, threatening enough, and emotionally intense enough to push you into wakefulness. Once awake, your prefrontal systems return to stronger control. The room reappears. The monster vanishes. But your body needs time to receive the update. Your heart may still race. Your breathing may remain fast. Stress chemicals and autonomic activity, the automatic systems controlling heartbeat and alertness, do not disappear the instant your eyes open. The threat was imaginary, but the fear response was physically real. This also explains why nightmares can become more frequent during periods of stress. Your waking life supplies more emotional material. Your sleep may become more fragmented. Your brain enters the night carrying a larger load of unresolved fear, uncertainty, or grief. For some people, the connection becomes especially severe after trauma. Post-traumatic nightmares may replay parts of what happened, reconstruct the event with altered details, or create new situations carrying the same sense of helplessness. The brain is trying to process a memory that still behaves like an immediate warning. Instead of becoming history, it keeps returning as an emergency. This does not mean every nightmare reveals trauma. Occasional nightmares are a normal human experience. Fever, disrupted sleep, emotional stress, medications, substances, and irregular sleep schedules can all influence dreaming. Children also report many frightening dreams because their emotional systems, imaginations, and understanding of reality are still developing. And a nightmare is not the same as a night terror. During a nightmare, you usually wake up and can remember at least part of the dream. A night terror usually arises from deep non-REM sleep, often with screaming, movement, and confusion, but little clear memory afterward. One is a remembered, threatening story. The other is more like a partial awakening, with the alarm system firing before full consciousness returns. Here is the counterintuitive part. The fact that a nightmare is created by your brain means the nightmare can sometimes be changed by your brain. Psychologist Barry Krakow and other researchers have studied imagery rehearsal therapy for recurring nightmares. The method does not require discovering a secret meaning. Instead, while awake, you write down the nightmare, change its storyline so it becomes less threatening or more controllable, and mentally rehearse the new version. The new ending does not need to be realistic. The locked door can open. The pursuer can shrink. You can turn around and ask the monster what it wants. You can give yourself wings, a weapon, a friend, or simply the power to leave. Why would such a simple exercise matter? Because imagination is part of the system that produced the nightmare. By repeatedly practicing a different pattern while awake, you may give the sleeping brain new material to use. Clinical trials and reviews have found that imagery rehearsal can reduce nightmare frequency or distress for many people, although no treatment works equally well for everyone. This reveals something important about nightmares. They are not fixed messages carved into the mind. They are dynamic simulations. The story can learn. You may even recognize the dream while it is happening. This is called lucid dreaming, becoming aware that you are dreaming without immediately waking up. Some small studies suggest lucid dreaming techniques may help certain people confront or alter recurrent nightmares, though the evidence is less established than it is for imagery rehearsal therapy. Still, the principle is powerful. Fear feels absolute when you are trapped inside its story. Awareness creates another possibility. You may not control every image, but you can change your relationship to it. Your modern nightmares may not contain the threats your ancestors faced. Instead of predators, you see missed flights. Instead of exile from the tribe, you see public humiliation. Instead of losing the path back to camp, you lose your phone, your job, your child, or your way through an unfamiliar building. The scenery has changed. The alarm system has not. Your brain still treats social rejection as serious. It still watches for loss of control. It still converts uncertainty into a threat that can be seen, heard, and chased. The ancient survival simulator now works with modern material. That does not make your nightmares meaningless. It makes them deeply human. They reveal what happens when memory, imagination, and fear meet without the full supervision of waking logic. Most nights, the system may help emotions move, memories connect, and yesterday become easier to carry. On some nights, the process becomes too intense. The rehearsal turns against you. The warning becomes the danger. So the next time you wake in darkness, listen to what your body is doing. The pounding heart is not proof that the dream predicted the future. The fear is not proof that the monster was real. It is evidence that your brain can build a world convincing enough to activate one of the oldest systems you possess. You are safe in the room, but somewhere inside the sleeping brain, an ancient guard is still awake. It is scanning the darkness. It is testing doors. It is preparing you for a danger that may never come. You are running, but now you know why your brain refuses to let your legs stop.